What up, dope people? It's your man Prophet. This is the second episode of Cigars with Friends live on the Real Ish Radio Network. I got my boy Dre kicking it with me tonight. What up, though?
What up, though?
Man, we just chilling. I got another homie gonna pull up on us a little later. So we're gonna chop it up, man, and do what we do. This is actually the second episode. Week one. Episode one went pretty good, got kind of deep, kind of quick, you know what I'm saying? But the people enjoyed it, so it's all good, you know what I'm saying? So let's light up these cigars, man, and let's chop it up.
Oh, for sure. Hopefully, this one can be a little light and fluffy.
So look, we're gonna start it off this week. Since we're both in the entrepreneurial spirit, as far as what we're doing as for a living, I got some topics from some of my people, from my sister-in-law, and which I thought was some pretty good topics for us to touch on this week. And one of the topics was, what does success for a black man looks like to you?
Oh, you want to start it off?
Well, to me personally, success, I think, is measured by the person. You know what I'm saying? Some people think X amount of dollars is success. Some people just feel like being comfortable is success. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it ranges for different people. Me personally, I think success is being comfortable enough to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Like I'm not rich, you know, but I feel like I
Right.
can move. I want to move because you know what I'm saying. I don't have that. I don't have a super extravagant taste. You know what I'm saying? Like I have this, that, or this truck, or this, that. You know what I mean? So
Right,
success to
right.
me is being comfortable, being able to. I know that the bill's getting paid. I know if I want to go out of town, go out of town. You know what I'm saying? And the like layer to that is leaving something. One thing's for sure, community. A lot of times, the father or even the mother pass on, leave nothing to the kids. So I want to be in a position where when I'm gone, my door's straight. You know what I'm saying? They in a
Right.
position to keep care for something that I left them, so they won't be just starting from scratch. So I think that's the biggest thing of success for me is leaving my legacy,
Leaving
but
some, yeah.
leaving them in a situation to be better. Like even like a small life insurance policy can change the way that if I instill the right skill sets into them as far as how to manage money or to make money, if you leave your kid $20,000, $30,000 liquid, you know what I'm saying, that can set them up, you know what I'm saying, even though that's not a big number, you know what I'm saying, that's a small number.
Mm-hmm.
Life insurance policy is more than that, but if I got homes or property or just bank accounts that they can liquidate when I pass, and it's setting up generational wealth, you know what I'm saying? So I think setting up some form of generational wealth is success to me. Being comfortable
Gotcha.
and setting up that my kids can be straight. And I love to be able to set up stuff that
Gotcha.
my grandkids will be straight. That's really the goal. But success is that next generation that comes from me is in a better position to start off their life than I was.
No, I, and I agree with you 100%, man. I think success is measured in that man. Like, I think I'm successful in my marriage. I think I'm successful with my children. You know what I'm saying? Have I made it successfully, like seeing my dreams and shit? No. I'm still working on it yet. You know what I'm saying? I just think is measured in that person, just like you said. And, I'm an entrepreneur just like you. And shit, you right. As long as I can leave my kids something, as long as they got something, as long as they got some type of legacy, then I'm comfortable with that. Then I made it. I'm a success. As long as my kids see me as a success, man, that's all that really matters to me. For real, you know?
Yeah, I mean that's the way I look at it too. I'm thinking it's all about because it's just like in life, like you start living different when you got kids. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about you anymore. It's all about, you know what I'm saying, making sure your situation is straight, that your kids is good. So
Right.
I think that's a part of success in my eyes, because you make sure that your kids is good, then of course you're gonna be straight because you're already looking down the line, and
Right.
that way that's set the tone for them to lead their kids in a better position. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the stuff like credit and just real estate, a lot of stuff that we're into now we learned on our own, so that wasn't passed on to us.
Yeah.
So by us jumping into that, you know what I'm saying, now we schooling our kids. Just say like both of my kids, my oldest daughter, even though she has a job, she has a hustle. She does t-shirts,
Right.
she does the, just like I do, you know what I'm saying, but she got that skill set from seeing me doing it, and she said she wanted to do it. So now that's just a little bit of like I'm proud. That's like proud moments to me when I see her doing her thing.
Absolutely.
And then my youngest baby, she only 13, and she can pretty much run this whole setup. All these cameras and lights we got set up,
Mhm.
she can, like, even for my other podcast, Let's Talk About It, the intro video, she edited that herself. She put that together for me. So just knowing that I'm setting them up to be better than a better situation than I'm in, and having skill sets, and by them having a skill set,
Yep.
they can always. I told my daughter all the time, like, you know what I'm saying. If you want to work for somebody, you can, but you'll never have to.
You never have to. Yep. So
Yeah. So
so so let me ask you this then, because now I feel some type of way about it. Are you going to encourage your kids to go to college?
I'm not gonna force them. No.
No.
Now, if they want to go, because like my oldest is a freshman at Bowling Green State University, so if they want to go,
Right.
I'm gonna be all for it. I'm gonna push it. They need help buying books, whatever. I'm there because that's their dream. That's their dream. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, you have to go to
You
college if
have
you
to do it. Right. Right.
don't want
So
to.
knowing what you know now, would you have ever went to college?
Yes.
You still would went.
Yeah, because the thing about college to me, it wasn't about the degrees and stuff because I don't use them. You know what I mean? It was more so about for one, learning
The
myself, growing
experience.
up, being able to lead a house. You know what I'm saying? You be
Gotcha.
on your own, so it taught you to be for that experience, and then just the network. Like it's still people that I rock with to this day. Like you know what I'm saying? I talk to JG every day. I talk to Ike almost
Hmm.
every day. You know what I'm saying? I talk to all my teammates, and then a few people that wasn't on the basketball team from college. We still connect to this day. So the relationships and the connections that I built in college are priceless. So I never say I would
Right.
never do. But
Well,
on
let
the
me
flip,
ask you this: as
on the
far as
flip to
just
that though,
becoming successful, do you think that's the right route at this point? Because like the way I feel now, I mean, yeah, I got a degree, but the way I feel now, I almost feel like it was a waste of time, man. Because I'm a day trader, right? And if I would
mhm,
have learned day trading, let's say right out of high school, I'd have been a millionaire right now. So there'd have been no college needed
yeah,
whatsoever.
but the flip to that is if you never went to college and went through the path you went to, you might have never ran into day trading. So it's kind of hard.
Right about that. No, you're right about that.
It's kind of hard to exit out. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, to me, at this point in time, I would say if you're not going to college for a specific field, that degree is going to pay for you to go work in, then I wouldn't be like pro super go to college. But if my kids
Right.
want to, I'm gonna support it because that's their dream. And on the flip side of it, I went to college for free. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I didn't leave my mom with a burden or I don't have a bunch of student loans. So I was on a basketball scholarship. So that kind of make it a little easier for me too. You know what I mean? So for me to say I wouldn't do it, like why wouldn't I go to college for free? You know what I'm saying? That was probably the
Right.
best
Right.
5 years of my life. You know what I'm saying? So I would never say that. But in retrospect, thinking about like money wise, the business that I do, it doesn't have nothing to do with what I went to school for, but
Right.
all those connections and those skills that I learned in college, it still rolls over to what I do today. So it can go either way, but I think it's to each person. Now, if my daughter say, "Yeah, I want to open up, I want to be my own business owner," I'm not gonna say go to college for no 4 or 5 years. I tell her to
Yeah.
take a few business courses so she can get familiar with different things, like a couple economic courses, so she can understand about supply and demand. Because some things she might need to read in a book, and for me just telling her, you know what I mean? But I don't think she have to
Right.
go to college for 4 or 5 years to do that. But if she wanted to get in the medical field, in the law field, social
Right. You
work,
need college for certain
yeah,
things.
she
Yeah.
need college. But if she wants to be an entrepreneur, I'm not going to be like, no, why spend them 4 years, acquiring debt where you can spend them 4 or 5 years building up your company. You know what
What
I'm saying?
about like I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like he
Go
said,
ahead.
yeah, I want to go to business school. Do you think it's better to go to school to learn that business or how to experience or learn from experience?
Well, I always think that experience is always going to be the best teacher because you're going to take real lumps. You're going to lose money. You're
Hmm.
going to so you definitely learn more off experience. But if she wanted to go
Boy,
to a
I tell
trade
you.
school or a business school, I would be for it because, like I say, if they can teach her and help her tighten up the skill set, then of course. But like I
Yeah.
said, I'm not gonna take sort even if she didn't need to get a degree or a certificate, long as she can have learn the information that she need to learn while she doing it. You know what I mean? And that's definitely how I feel she could be successful. I don't think you have to graduate from college to be successful.
I
You know what I'm
don't I
saying?
don't think so either.
But it helps different people. And another thing, a lot of people have degrees and have jobs in different fields.
Absolutely.
Because most jobs,
Absolutely. I'm
I'm
not
not really
knocking
looking
it at
for.
all.
Oh no, not at all. But I'm just gonna give you my insight on it. I would think most jobs hire people with a degree just as showing that you completed something, that you're responsible.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? More so of that than just a specific degree, unless you're going directly into that field.
Nah,
You know,
trust me. I know, but I kind of been like on, kind of been on both sides. So it's like now, you know, I do what I do. I trade now because it was almost hard for me to get a job because it was just like, okay, now you overqualified, right? Because of my degrees, but
you
then
remember
it's
when I
like
went through that?
underqualified. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's like what? I don't understand.
yeah, I went through that
So
when I
then it's
came
just
home from
like you
school.
got to get it on your own now.
Yeah, when I came home from school in '04, matter of fact, I was down here in AZ with the Globetrotters for a minute, and that didn't work out. So when I came back home, I had an offer to go to like some little small country to play ball, and the money was so
Uh
low, it
huh.
was leaving my oldest daughter. So I started, job hunting. So I'm going to these interviews, and I mean, like, the interview went great, good rapport with the people.
Yeah.
Back. So one day I'm interviewing with a black guy, and so at the end of the interview, I'm like, "Yo, you think I'm gonna get the job?" He was like, "I'm gonna be honest with you, they're not gonna hire you." And I'm like, "Why not?" He's like, "You're overqualified." So I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And he was like, "With your educational background, if something better comes, you're gonna lead this company. We want somebody
Yeah.
that's stay." And ever since that day, I was like, "Damn, that's real." And I
That's
never really
real.
worked for nobody ever since '96 when I worked at Avis with my uncle. And I tell a story a million times, like. I had a check for $1,000, and I was super hyped. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got 1,000, blah, blah, blah. Man, I'm 16, no bills. I got 1,000. So I'm hyped. He like, why you so hyped? I'm like, man, I got 1,000, blah, 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 blah. He showed me his check. His check was 10,000. And he was like, there's a difference between an employer and an employee. And ever
Oh,
since that day, I never wanted to work for nobody. But, you know what I'm saying? I was searching for a job as a means to an end. So I figured out my
yeah.
next. And then after that, I think I worked maybe one security job. And after that, I was on my own business. Like I started when I was doing the music. That's how I got into photography. I was taking our own pictures and doing editing and stuff like that. Because I'm so impatient, I could never wait for people to do this. Like, man, somebody feel
Hmm.
like I just do the shit myself. And that's how the business started. But like I said, the degree is not helping what I do now. But the people that I met and the networking and the people that you know what I'm saying that I can always call on if I need a favor or I need somebody to repost this or come jump on the show is
Right.
priceless. You know what I'm saying? Just like I called you on some last minute, like what you got up, want to jump on the show, let's chop it
Right.
up. You know what I'm saying? But I
Right.
already knew if you was available, you was gonna make. I mean, we've been rocking since kindergarten. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
I got friends like that and from college. So just building those type of things to me is priceless about college.
It's priceless.
But on a business aspect, if you're going into business for yourself, I think you should take certain courses so you can understand different business. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you need to
Yep.
waste 5 years of your life doing that because now you
And
got
going all that
4 years
debt.
invested into your business. Now, another thing that I want to touch on, as far as like since we stand on the success thing, what do you think is the biggest obstacle in being successful coming from where we're from or our community?
Oh. All right. So when we talk about success, I don't think I'm successful yet. I think I'm
Okay.
still trying to get there, but I'm successful in the sense from where we came from, far as I guess our community. You know what I'm saying? But what was your question again? I got
Like
threw off.
what obstacles you think that's in the way for us to being successful?
Oh my God. First off, let's start off with the school systems.
Talk,
We can
talk.
start there. That's from the ground up right there.
Okay.
We start right from the school systems. I mean, you remember being in E course. You went to Ridge, I went to E course, and I went to Southwest, man. I don't think they prepare you to go to college. You know what I'm saying? Like in high school and coming up how we did, man, they didn't prepare us for life. Like white boys, man. It's funny, man. I don't mean to change the subject, but I was having this discussion with somebody the other day, right? The difference
Hmm.
between like black community and white community, right? And like one of the biggest differences is, especially for especially young men and people from where we from and in the black community is, nigga, as soon as you turn 18, right? What do your mama tell you? either go to college or get a job, right?
Yeah.
There are no other choices. To go to college or get a job, and if you stay here, you got to get a job and you got to pay bills and shit, right?
Mm.
In white communities, that just doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. So they already got that head start, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like so that bring me to that, right? So we already at a disadvantage if we didn't go to college. Can you
Okay.
agree with that?
You said we're at a disadvantage if we didn't go to college?
If we don't choose to go to college at 18, if we choose to stay in the house with our parents and pay bills and shit, right?
I wouldn't say we're at a disadvantage because if you go
I'm
to
gonna tell
college,
you. I'm gonna tell you why. Now you know for a fact that don't happen in other cultures, right?
oh yeah, for sure. I know a lot of them.
Right, a lot of them. So, do you think that give them an advantage or a disadvantage starting off?
Well, I think that they give them an advantage because see you
Exactly,
worded the question one way, then you changed it. Isn't it? It's definitely an advantage to be able to stack money or
exactly.
go to college with no debt. That's two things, of course, because I don't know where this came from in our culture. A nigga turn 18, they want you to start paying bills. If you stay in
Paying
jail,
bills
they don't give you
instantly.
that cushion.
So,
Like,
so we already at a disadvantage when just starting off life, going into life, right?
yeah, we're going in like, but yeah, but my thing on that is, I see what you're saying because I feel that way with my kids. Like, if they want to stay with me, they good to at least 24 to 26.
They
That
good,
way, I wanted to get them chance to stack money. So when they move out on their own, they already got a cushion. That's one thing that our community we definitely kick our kids out at 18 or definitely have them paying bills or chipping in. They still a kid because you're 18 doesn't make you grown.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So I definitely
So,
feel other cultures have it definitely better as far as like giving their kids the blueprint or having or being in a situation to help their kids. Just like the kid that started GoPro. You know what I'm saying? Like his family all pulled together money for him to travel around the world to go surf and then put money in a seed to get the GoPro started. So I can't go to my family and be like, yo, I got this idea.
mm-mm.
I need 100,000. Let's all ante up.
No,
You know what I'm saying? And then on the fact, just think if you're 18 and you get a job, say you get most people in our neighborhoods, go for the plant jobs. So if I'm 18 and I go to the plant and you let me stay at the house, if I'm responsible and I work 4 or 5 years without having to pay no bills, that could change my life because I could be stacking. And you know what I'm saying? If you're
yeah,
doing right, if I can stack them checks for 5 years and now I got a cushion, you know what I'm saying? Now I got a
yeah,
cushion, move out. I got a good credit score. I got liquid in the bank, and I got money coming in. Like that's jump starting us. I don't know where they started at when you 18, get the fuck shit. I don't know where it came from, but it's definitely something that goes on in our community. It didn't happen. It didn't happen to me per se, but
right.
I see it happen a lot. You know what I mean? And I think that's a hindrance too. But I think one thing that's in our way for one is lack of resources. Um,
Well, that's
like
part of it.
yeah, most and I think even access too, because I think most businesses that are black owned, in my opinion, that I've did a business with or spoken with, they all they own capital. Nobody, they're not giving us business loans or stuff like that. So everybody starting their business with the money they worked on. So sometimes you
Like
work the
a
man
lot
shit
of
out.
that. Hold on. A lot of that is because we don't want the help because we want to do this shit ourselves, right? When like, it's funny that it's just like me and 10 other black people can't get together and all pull our money together and say we want to do this.
Mhm.
Black people start their own shit like that and they pull their capital, you know, from themselves because they don't want the help. It's just like we don't want the help, and that's a problem. That's a big problem in our culture. You know
But
what I'm saying?
sometimes that help is not available. I'm talking about far as like for one, like the banking system, far as getting money from the
Right.
bank. And then a lot of times though, when you tell somebody your ideas, a lot of people don't believe in your dreams. You know what I'm saying? All the time you don't have people that's willing to join. I remember was it like '08, maybe '09? I had an idea for an investment group. I sent out an email to everybody. I had houses picked up that was on the foreclosure auction that we could all pool our money to buy and flip. And a lot of people didn't jump on it. And 3, 4 years later, people wanted to come around and ask for advice on buying and flipping these houses. The same people that I reached out to three or
Yeah.
four years prior, like we could have been up an M by now. You know what I'm saying? We had the pool of money to buy 10 houses and flip them. 10 houses and flip them. You know what I'm saying? And we was getting these houses 2, 3,000, 4,000. This before everybody was even hip to the auction. So before the prices was getting ran up. You know what I mean? So sometimes you don't have like-minded people because everybody doesn't have 2020 to your vision. I might have a vision that you might not.
Exactly.
You might
Do you
not
think
see
that's
it, you know?
something like? Do you think so? I'm just pulling it from the question you asked. You talk, you said, from where we're from and everything like that. How do we measure success, and what are some of the pitfalls? And you're right, is resources and is shit that happen in our culture that don't happen in other people's culture, and that's a huge pitfall for us all. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, it's multiple answers to the question for sure. I just
Right.
want to know what you thought. Like my thought was definitely lack of resources. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? The education
like
system,
resources.
we definitely not being prepared for the next level. Not all aspects, because we do have some good teachers out here. I don't want people to think we bashing the teachers or anything, but
Right.
some situations like it done got better. I know with technology, but some situations we're prepared. Some kids are got socially promoted. They just want to get the kid out of class and they're not teaching them. It's so many different aspects to put kids in special ed and try to say they got disability
Yeah.
be taught differently. You know what I mean? So it's a bunch of different reasons, but I like to focus on like lack of resources. That's one reason. I think lack of information and even shared information. Like one thing about us, we get information and we don't like to share because we swear somebody gonna get.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? One
That's
thing I always tell people that I rock with in our circle, if I bump my head, I'm gonna tell you to duck. You know what I'm saying? So if I know something, I'm gonna share the information. Like I remember talking to I was doing a project. I was filming for a company. I was working, doing some video work, and I'm just chopping it up with this white guy. We just randomly talking. Then we get to talking business, and we started talking finances. And he said that he put his son on his credit card as a authorized
oh
user the
yeah.
whole time he was in college. And so long as he made minimal payments, the dad, not the kid, the dad made minimal payments every month. When this kid graduated from college, he had 5 years of making
Good
payments.
credit.
Good
Yep.
credit. You know what I'm saying? Just a small thing like that is information that I didn't even know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mm-hmm.
like far as before the real estate market had tanked the first time, like buy a house, pull money out, go buy another house, and that house can pay for this house. It's so many
Yeah.
ways to make bread, and we don't have these conversations. Like, you know what I'm saying? Luckily, I was blessed to have some good people in my circle that I got some information for. But I do a lot of research on my own. And I take a tidbit and run with it and go figure out the rest.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just so much that's out there that we don't know. Like I love the fact that everybody is trying to focus on doing more business with buying black owned. You know what I mean? But we should have been on that tip. You know what I'm
We
saying?
should have
Like
been on that. Yeah.
keep this money circulate. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember I had a grad. I'm not gonna say which school, but I had a school that called me to do shirts when they need shirts in 48 hours. You know what I'm saying? But they'd go spend the big money, the big order with the white company. And I was like, I felt some type of way about it. Like, why you call me to make the miracles work, but don't let me get the big check? You know what I'm saying? So, and that
Right.
makes you feel a type of way about even doing business with them. So it's just so many different hurdles that we got to jump. And then it just makes it hard, but you got to have super resilience to even just get through the first layer of the bullshit. Now, once you get going and rolling, you
Yeah.
can take off. But that startup process, man, and support, and it'd be crazy that you'll get more outside support than you'll get from your own people. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? It is crazy, dog. And then I hate the fact that like you could be doing business and a motherfucker that don't that you knew all your life won't support your business, but as soon as they see an
All your
outside
life.
buy your product or support what you're doing, then they jump on. Like I never understood that. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's
it's
like it. It's like in our culture, you gotta show it in order for somebody to believe it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, it's a lot of things. It's a big problem in our culture, especially when it comes to business and black owned business and shit like that. It's like I heard a story about in our neighborhood,
hmm
that big ass community center there, right?
yeah,
That I think a church owns it, right?
yeah,
Now I heard that the reason that building has been sitting there unfinished for what about 20 years now is because they want to take the help from the government, right, to get that building up and running. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like that's a you feel like that's a problem in our culture because of that? So they're not taking handouts from the government, and they're not gonna take no handouts from no other church or nobody else in the city.
Yeah, I don't
Like
think that's
that's
smart business, but I can get why they wouldn't want to take the help from the government, because if it's not in the form of a grant, the government might have some type of control over it. I think they were trying to. It's
I
almost
get
like
that part. Yeah, no, I get
it's
that part.
also about like securing ownership. You know what I'm saying? Some help
No,
you don't take.
and while I understand that, right, does it make sense to have it sit there for 20 years?
No, I don't think it makes sense at all. But I get that part. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like people taking help, I heard some people wanted to buy it and they didn't want to sell it. Like, I don't know how true this is. This shit you hear in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
If I ever get to the point where I can come grab that or tear, it's probably need to be torn down and rebuilt by now.
Yeah, it probably need to be torn out. Yeah.
That the shit ain't none of that shit can be still up to code. I would love to put a community center in the neighborhood and put it in my mom or my grandma's name. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
always been one of my dreams is to build because I grew up playing ball at the center between
Yep.
J.A. Gordon Center and the outside. Well, even the inside court. I played the inside court before they closed it. Then the
I never
outside
got
court.
in the inside. Yeah.
Yes, between the outside court and then Alaska House right there on the 16th in his backyard. That's where I homed all my basketball skills at. So I'm thinking like, what if them kids don't have that outlet? You know what I'm saying? So if I get in a position to bring that back, I would love to do that. Like I always wanted my own barbershop, my own restaurant, and I wanted the community center or court in the neighborhood. That was always
That's dope.
one of my goals. So if I ever get in a position to do it, I'm gonna do it. I would love to get that center and knock it down and put up a new one so them kids that have something to do. Because if you ain't got shit to do, you're gonna get into shit. You know what I'm saying? Think about how much
Yep.
kept us out of being active. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Last house, hooping at the center, hooping up 14th Street over the Miller's house. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit saved us, man. We probably didn't even realize it back then, but sitting back
Yeah.
at 4, looking at it like having those things to do, you know what I'm saying? It saved our lives.
And all that shit goes into the lack of resources and,
Yeah.
issues within our community, within our culture, actually.
And I also think that we need to change like school curriculums. You know what I'm saying? I think it should
Oh,
be
man.
you should be taught about credit. You should talk about how to establish credit. We should talk
You
about
should talk about real estate. You should talk about tax.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because
Man,
you teaching us a bunch of shit that we don't use.
we don't use. You teaching us a history that we don't need.
And a lot of that history is filtered. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
It's
shit.
filtered. A lot of this filter don't even matter.
Yeah, because it's crazy that I remember, I know it may have been like mid-90s. Like I learned so much stuff from KRS-One song, You Must Learn, than I ever learned in history books in school for Black history. Like I didn't know about Benjamin Banneker, Lewis Latimer. You know what I'm saying? All these people you feeling off about, who created the almanac, who designed DC. You know what I'm saying? All these different people, because all you really hear about Martin Luther King, you hear about Rosa Parks, you hear about
Harriet Tubman, maybe. Yeah.
It's probably a top 3 to 5 that you hear. You know what I'm saying? And it's so much more to our culture. And then it had these kids growing up thinking that we started from slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like it was we was doing shit over in Africa before we even came here. What was brought here? Let me say that. You know what I'm saying? So it almost like it's teaching you to be almost down on yourself. Like I always was talking about like protesting, right? I was like, we were talking about protesting and boycotting one day, and I was like, it's a fear that I don't even think that we realize that we have. And my boy was like, what you mean? I say, if the police or even a white person kill your brother, what you gonna do? You gonna march and protest, right? No, I said, no, I answered the question in reverse. I said, if somebody black killed your brother, what you would do? Before I could finish the sentence, I'm gonna kill that nigga, blah, 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 blah. I said, so what if the police or a white person kill your what you gonna do? Before he could answer, I said, nigga, you gonna protest. He looked at me and he was like, damn, you're right. I said, you know what I'm saying? So we don't even care about ourselves that much. Like we quick to kill each other like instantly. You know what I'm saying? The thought of it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that all perpetuate a lot of the history that we was taught. Like we was taught Santa Claus. Like I want to teach my kids about Santa Claus. Like for one, I'm not busting my ass out here to make
exactly
for you to get credit to anybody, let alone an old fat white dude. You see what I'm saying? But think about all the stuff that they put into like these fairy tales that even when they teach like religion, they you know what I'm saying, start off thinking about a white Jesus. Like, so if the most powerful person in the world is white, it gives you some type of inferiority. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know it because it's been embodied in you for so long that you don't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? And it just in our community, man, I think that we just caught up in so many different phases. Like you got to fight off so much stuff just to get
Yeah,
through. You know what I'm
just
saying?
to
Like
get through.
for one, you as a black man, like when Aaron Gardner got killed, bro, that shit stressed me out because we was like the same size. That's when I was like 3'7".
Yeah.
Saying, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking to myself, like, shit, that's me. You know what I mean? Like I saw that, and just to think about, I remember one time we got pulled over in Lincoln Park, and my kids got scared, and they wasn't scared about it too. They thought I was gonna die. You know what I'm saying? They old enough to watch the
Man.
internet. You know what I mean? So like, just think we got police brutality against. We got just straight up racism against us. We got our own people against us. It's like we
Own
fight
people.
so many different wars, and we still trying to make it out of it. It's obstacle after obstacle, and then when you get a little breathing room, your own partner or your brother see you got more than you, and might try to knock you. You know what I'm saying? So I think like I'm telling you, bro, it's like the struggle is real, but I think for one of it, it's some bullshit, but on the flip, it molded us and shaped us to the men that we've become. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just to think about like our growing up process. Like now it was a little different. You had both parents in the home, you know what I'm saying? So you actually saw, you know what I'm saying, your
Mm-hmm.
father's example, like because I was talking to my wife the other day and she was like, we should talk about like loving your wife or loving your woman. Like, how do you learn that? I was like, that's something that we really had to learn on your own if you didn't have a father in the house showing you
Wow.
that's right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Think about
Right.
that. If we never seen a man genuinely love your mother or you see that father figure, even if it's not your biological father, you know what I'm saying? You never seen that, so you don't know how. That's something you learn on your own. And then you from the neighborhood and all you think is, shit, being a player. That's what you was taught. You know what I'm saying? Real shit though. That's what we were taught.
Nah,
So
you right.
break,
You right.
break out of that mentality. That's another aspect in this the stress that it brings on into your life, bro. And so I'm just thinking like everything that we get hit to, like say if somebody come home from jail, right? We showed them love. I remember a couple of my homies came home from jail. I bought them cell phones, shake their hand with 100, whatever. You know what I'm saying? How often do we do that to the young kids that come home from college that just graduated? Think about what we glorify. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, no, we got it backwards.
yeah,
We
like we
got it.
show.
We definitely got it
Nothing wrong with
backwards.
that because my people come home. I'm gonna try and look out if I can, but let's also look out for your little cousin that just graduated. They just coming home from college. They trying to start their business or something. Give them game. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not monetary, give them information. You know what I'm saying? So I think that being from where we're from, we have to be better than the people that were before us because we had people that gave us game and information and looked out
Right.
for us. Now we
Right.
got to do that at a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? To save these youngers, man. Because I got to give a shout out to like all the people that's doing their thing. Like I see Bruce Tony doing his thing with the clothing line. I see KT doing his thing with his clothing line. I see my boy Keon Hamel doing this thing with the power washing business. So these are people I grew up with, and to see them shining like steel sharpen shield, still, you know what I mean? So like to see that, like when you see somebody from where you from doing something and they posting their business, even if you don't buy it, it's free to share it. Click the share button.
Right.
Like look, Keith, he does the grow houses and all that. Yesterday he was selling a trim. I shared it. So I know there's people on my friends list that make edibles and this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
2 seconds and it didn't cost me $1 to share that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We won't even
Yeah,
do
that's
that
what we
for our
don't
people.
do enough in our
Yeah,
culture. So we're talking about a lot of cultural differences, man. A lot of things that just happens in our culture, man. How do we change that? How do we get to a place where, you know what I'm saying, we can get the help? I can ask my brother for help. I can ask my brothers and sisters to come in with me to start this investment group. How do we get to that point? How do we make these cultural changes?
well, it started and it's the mindset. You got to show somebody. Like I say, it's all about representation, right? So, like one reason I never really dress up unless I'm going somewhere, like that I have to dress up to it.
Right.
I want to show the youth that I'm just like you. You know what I'm saying? So if I come to you, like when I do career days, um, I want them to know I'm just like you. I'm not about to come in there with a suit and tie on. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. It's a disconnect. But I'm from that
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood that you're from, so you can see that I'm dressed casual, jeans and a hoodie, whatever. But I'm still a business owner. I make what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to conform to you got to have on a shirt and tie every day. No, I don't have to.
Gotcha.
If I will show that I'm from this same cloth. I was raised in Ecorse, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? A small city in Southwest Detroit. So if I can make it out of there, you can too. That's just like I always talk about Barack Obama, right? When we was growing up, we never thought we'd see a black president. Never.
Nah,
It
never.
never even crossed my mind. But now that we've seen that it's a representation of that, these young kids can be like, damn, I want to be the president when I grow up. So now they see people from their neighborhood being successful. Damn, I could do that if he did it. You know what I mean? So I think it started with us being more visible and reaching back. Like I always wanted to do I wanted to do a community center or some type of mentorship. You know what I'm saying? I always try to like reach out. Or I see somebody needs some help, give them some information, little
Right,
bits.
right.
But it's all start with us just reaching back for one, and then trying to change the mentality of our people because we got to show them more. We are people that bow with our eyes, right? That's just like product. You see something look good, you'll buy it, even though it might not even be good, but it look good. So if we showing them something good and they see it, I think they'll follow. But if we can't just come and just talk to kids, do this, do that, but they not seeing you do the work, you know what I mean? So if I
Mm-hmm.
that, okay, I'm from Ecorse, Michigan, 3751 10th Street. I was raised by a single parent. I'm a college graduate and I'm a business owner. I came from same way you came from. The same hurdles you got to jump, I jumped them. But if I'm telling this to you, you can relate to me like, damn, he really did it. I done seen dude in the neighborhood before. Blase split, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a start. And I think that it starts at home as well. Like we got to change our mentality, and we got to stop being our kids' friends. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of these parents, they be just as cool with they.
I think we
Right,
going
because
into
my
the
brother got a
age of
great
that, man.
relationship. We only 16 years apart, but I know the limits of that. Now it's different now that I'm grown. But as a kid, we and a teenager, we had a certain relationship, but I knew the boundaries, and I know that if it got out of line, she'd get in my ass. You know what I'm saying? And
Right,
so
right.
that nurturing of that needs to be started at the home. You know what I'm saying? We can't rely on the streets or the teachers to raise our kids. We got to put a foundation in them so when they go out in the streets, they're a representation of us. Because I remember one day, we was at Red Lobster. And matter of fact, it happened twice. It happened at Red Lobster and it happened on a cruise. And the kids was like running around. And when I overheard my mama say, "Oh yeah, Tally not gonna do that." And she's talking about my youngest. But I got
Mm-hmm.
her to the point that she ain't gonna do nothing out of line. She's not gonna run around a restaurant. If I'm so that let me know if I let her go out to eat with you and your family, I know she's not gonna act up when I'm not there because it's already been set. That tone has been set. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like a small example of just having our kids together, like and giving them information, teaching what we wasn't taught instead of trying to buy them shit we didn't get. You know what I mean? I know we
I
big
think we try to do
racing
that
our
all too
kids up
much.
with all the fresh gear that we couldn't get when we was kids. Instead of like giving them information, putting them on reading books, gaining knowledge of self, and even just the aspect of business. Like you don't have to have a business. Just, this is how business
Mhm.
works. If you're gonna work for somebody, know how to do this. Make sure you getting what you're worth. You know what I'm saying? So all that I think is parts. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing that's gonna change overnight. It's not one thing, but it's a
No.
collective of certain things that we need to do to make this happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like one thing I'm gonna do, man. One thing I want to do is I want to go back to the neighborhood we grew up in and teach them what I know. So like one of the things I do is I day trade, and I trade in the forex money exchange, and I love doing it. I sit on my computer 2 3 hours a day, and I make somebody yearly salary, you know. but
And see, we can make that happen
but
though.
yeah, but yeah, I want to make that happen because, like I said, man, if I'd have known about this when I was 18, coming out of high school and stuff like that, then life would be a whole different. But but that's something I would like. I would like to do that, and I would like to do that for free. I would like to teach everybody, teach the youth what I know about the stock market and what I know about this trading, man. And I would like to do it for free because it's easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm teaching it to my nieces now, right? And I'm a strong believer in college too. The only thing I told my niece was, I'm showing you this. Don't drop out of college. Don't drop out of college because you're going, she's seeing that if I can make money doing this, what am I going to school for? You know what I'm saying? That's like one of my only things. It's like, yeah, I mean, if we would have known this shit coming out of school, we probably wouldn't have went to college. But like I said, she's learning that now and she's making a little money, man. And I just told her, man, don't drop out of school. But this is something, yeah, I would like to do in the summertime, man. I would like to come to the neighborhood and teach this shit. I would teach it for free. You know what I'm saying? But
Put together,
here's the
put
thing. Here's the
presentation. I
thing.
can make it
Will the
happen.
people come? Will the
I
people
think,
come to learn something for free?
I
Learn how to
think
make
they
money
will.
for free.
I think they will. I don't think you might get a huge outcome. I think it'd be definitely worth your time though, because I think people are waking up in so many different ways now. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
the COVID and people losing their jobs and a lot of entrepreneur spirit has started. People starting businesses. I think more information because a lot of people are getting into stocks now. You know what I'm saying? Stock is
Yeah.
definitely. I'm seeing a lot of people talk stock. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my homeboy the Wolf. You know what I'm saying? And get you some hustle. Uh, Facebook page. They on there showing they trade sharing information. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely a good look. But I think if you put that forex thing together, a presentation, I can facilitate the rest. My cousin got a restaurant in the neighborhood, and I know he'll host it for you. Just on
Okay.
just on me reaching out. So shout out to So Fresh Grill. You already know that's family. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
put that together, and we can make that happen. That ain't nothing but a phone call.
Definitely. Definitely. We're gonna do that there.
Yeah, that ain't nothing but a phone call.
Absolutely.
But then see that, and that's helping. That's helping a generation. You can help the
That's
youth.
helping.
You can help some adults that's trying to get through it, that's trying to find their way or
Yep.
try to find their situation. Because you know what I'm saying? If nobody gives any information back, then we in the same boat. You searching
We're
for
in the
shit that
same boat.
you know what I'm saying? So if I can save you time, like you know how many times, bro, like I get phone calls and inboxes about, yo, I want to start this business. How do I do this? Blah, blah, blah. And I give the information that as I can, especially if I see you serious. Like if I feel like you just bullshitting or
Mm-hmm.
you on a bandwagon because you see somebody making some quick money, then I don't really be that interested. But for the most part, I tell people, yeah, you want to start your podcast, get equipment, or if you ain't got a budget yet, just start off with your cell phone and gradually build it up. And I tell you how to do this. Matter of fact, I got a guy that I met through my boy Keith Sabuda. He had a podcast, and we networked. Now I got him running through the same software that I'm running through. He's on
Mm-hmm.
all the streaming platforms, just off of conversation. He a Mexican cat from Southwest, you know what I'm saying? But he lives out here, and so we end up connecting, and I helped him out, you know what I'm saying? So, and just helping each other out, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, always don't have to be monetary. Sometimes it just can be time,
Exactly.
information, you know what I'm saying?
It's
Because sometimes
information.
I can tell you something that may save you so much money or time. Because if I tell you the way to do it, and now you ain't got to take 3-4 days researching it or trying to figure it out, because I already know. Now you done save time. You can always make money back. Time you will never get back. You know what I mean?
Never.
So I think the big step is, you know what I'm saying, sharing information and trying to give back and try to save who we can save. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not gonna be saved, you know what I'm saying? That's just life. But if we put effort forward or reaching back, even a podcast like this, you know what I'm saying, just having a conversation and being vulnerable to certain things or just sharing our thoughts, you know what I'm saying? You never know who watching this like, damn, I can do this because I know these niggas. We grew up together. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
They doing better than what I am. I can make moves too. So it's all about having some type of motivation and representation. I would love to be the representation of like, you know what I'm saying? We can make it out, bro. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I feel you. So let me ask you this, just to play devil's advocate. Like we
I'm
talking
starting to
about
feel like you
all
really like this devil advocate shit. You keep saying that.
yeah, yeah. We always talking about making it out the neighborhood, making it out the neighborhood. What happened to buying the neighborhood? We ain't on that no more.
As far as what?
Or like buying a neighborhood. Why don't we go back to our own neighborhood, buy up the houses, buy up all that land and shit? Like why won't we do that?
You got to quit moving so much. Your mic is getting distorted.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
no, I think that's still a good idea. It's still viable, but people got who's going to buy it. Is we pulling together?
Exactly.
That's the problem. It's having like-minded people. Like one thing I think about group economics is you're never going to get everybody on the same accord, but you can have small circles that do it. Say our clique is 5 or 10 of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just It's me, you, Reek, Ian, Jay, DeLorean, you know what I'm saying? A couple of my boys from college. Say just, you know what I'm saying, 10 people, right? All of us can come up with 5, right? That's $50,000 in buying power, right? If we all put in 50,000 apiece. You know how many houses we can buy? They got an auction about to go on in Ecorse. I think it's going on right now. We're buying like some foreclosures or abandoned houses. You know what I'm saying? So
Really?
it's there to do it, but it's about having the right people to do it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have the right core team. Like when I tried to do the investment group years ago, if we'd have did that then, bro, if we did that in '08,
Mm-hmm.
you know, with the type of position we would be in and so much leverage and so much liquid we would have to throw around and to buy more properties. You know what I'm saying? So buying the neighborhood back is cool, but it gotta make sense too.
It gotta make sense, yeah.
We live in a renter. Our city is more of a renting community. So if we buy these houses, we got to look at it in the fact that we're getting residual income off rent.
We gotta rent them.
It's not
And
a
it's the
flip.
reason why we don't buy the houses in our own neighborhood and rent them back out.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
that's something to do too. You know what I'm saying? That's something to think about. But you got to think about the pros and cons of it too. I think it's a rental city, so you got to deal with you want to collect rent every month, which is not a bad thing. But do you want to play that game? You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's a factor. And I think the community need more businesses. I think the more businesses that you can get in the community, I think it'll bring up economics and it attract more people to live there. Because if the city not generating money, why are you going to live unless you're just from there? You know what I'm saying? One thing about
Right.
listen, we was born and raised there. We usually live there forever. But if you want to attract outside money or bring more people to there, it got to be an economic place. There got to be some jobs there. It got to be something there to spend money on and ways to make money. You know, the plant's been closing down in that area, stuff like that. So
Really.
what's to make sense for you to buy that to bring shit back? You know what I'm saying? So that's
Right.
all the factors in it. Like it's good to buy a house, buy property, that, but if you're not making it make sense, then it's not right. Like if you can buy say 10 properties, right, and rent them all out. Now imagine say at 700 a month, right, and that's kind of low, but 700 a month,
Yeah,
10,
that's real low.
that's $7,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little over 80 a year. Now if you making money elsewhere, right? Now say if
No,
you
no,
take
I guess my question was, could you do that in the neighborhood?
you can You can, but I just say I've dealt with renters before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
That's
hard
the
to
headache.
do it in the neighborhood, so it's
I would
hard to buy the city back.
yeah, it's hard because it's a risk. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yep.
all a gamble. It's definitely a risk, but like it depends on how you do the business. Just say if you can't get 10 at 700 a month, that's 7,000. That's 7,000 a month generated. Then a year you close to like 90. Now if you put that, say if you putting that all in the bank, right? Because you already got your other income. You got your trade money, whatever your business doing, but you banking all that money, right? Now at the end of
Hmm.
the year, you come to your bank and say, yeah, I need $200,000 to buy these properties. They're gonna have a problem giving you the money because they see that you already depositing this money every month in their bank anyway. You see what I'm saying? So now you use their money to make more money. Now you got leverage. So it's different ways to play it because you know your money not making no money sitting in their bank, but you're using
Right.
it to get money, a credit line for them or money line for them, and then you can use your liquid cash to do other stuff to build more money. It's just I think basic economics hasn't been taught in our community. We know how to hustle. We can buy and flip. You know what I'm saying? Certain things, but I
Yep.
feel like you can do if you can sell any if you can sell anything. You know what I mean? So if you got that hustler's mentality, because when I say hustle, I'm not always speaking on illegal. Most people, when you say hustle, they think of drugs. You know what I'm saying? But a hustler can sell anything. You know what I mean? So I feel like if you have hustle in you, you can flip that into any business as far as working for somebody and growing a business or building it up yourself. But you got to have the wherewithal to where to start and how to start and have information on how to start and keep it going. A lot of us just jumped out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen businesses or like my uncle run a business and this, that, and the third, but I never really had the blueprint. So a lot of this shit, I done failed a lot, man. I done bumped my head and I done fucked
Boy.
up some jobs. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Fucked up some messed up with some clients. It's all a growing process, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But can you get through that and rebuild and keep going? You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot, but nothing. I think nothing's impossible. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, like I say, we just got to be motivating factors and keep giving the information in the game, man. Like whatever we learn, and we can spit it back, or somehow, even if it ain't for everybody, if you reach out to a few people and show them information and show them love, and that can build it up. Because you know what I'm saying, it's so, like I say, it's so much shit against us. We gotta make sure that our people sweet one way or another.
No, I feel you. I agree 100%, man. I agree. YPO boy, man, he not coming on no more.
I don't know. I know he was still shooting. You know what I'm saying? He was still filming. So I'm not knocking nobody hustle. You got
Got you.
you got to get your money. So I'm not about to be like, hey, don't get your money. He out there doing some filming at the radio station. So
Oh, that's what's up.
he's a small business owner. So he working his hustle. So I'm not tripping.
Nah,
We'll get him on the next one. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
It's all
Got
love.
you.
Like I say, I like to give it to him short and sweet. We ain't gonna talk too much longer. We already at like,
Right, right.
so we gave the people something, and I hope y'all picked up something from this. Dre, you want to throw out your social media handles that they might want to connect with you?
Man, I don't do social media, but if you want to hit me up, man, I'm on Facebook.
That's social media.
I
What do you?
can, man, I only do one at a time, man. You know me, man. I only do one at a time. I don't do social media, man.
If somebody might want to reach out to you for information about the trading, that's what I'm saying. They gotta have somewhere to reach
Yeah.
out.
Facebook, man. Andre Dorsey hit me up on Facebook. I can tell you, I give you the blueprint, tell you whatever you need to know if somebody wants help in it. Like I said, man, I trade in Forex, which is the currency market. So I trade in money, and it's good. It's good. I mean, I can show you some stuff, and you'll probably quit your job in a month. But like I said, just reach out to me. Reach out to me. Hit me
That's
on
what's up.
Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, make
Yeah.
sure y'all check out my boy Dre, and appreciate everybody taking out their time to kick it with us tonight. This is episode 2 of Cigars with Friends. We'll be back next week with another episode. We might have a couple more fellas. We might have some of my female friends. You never know who's going to be on the show. So when I send out that alert, make sure y'all pull up. If you watch it on Facebook, please like and share it. Like and share. Let's run these numbers up. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment, share it, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you get alert every time we drop. And make sure y'all download the Real Ish Radio app at realishradiooapp.com. We have our own app, so you have us right on your phone, man. We definitely growing. Shouts out to Blaine J. She just launched her show on my network today, Live with Blaine J. It was a dope episode. Make sure y'all go spam that up, check it out. And we trying to grow. If you're on my YouTube, please subscribe. YouTube.com/Real Ish Radio. We trying to run them numbers up. The numbers is great on Facebook. Facebook gives a lot of support, but I got to get them YouTube numbers up. And like I said, download the app, realishradiooapp.com. Next week, I think we'll be on the show giving away some merch. We're going to give away some I Support Real Ish Radio t-shirts. And we kicking it, man. I hope y'all like what we giving out here. We talking. This Cigars with Friends, man. Until next time, Real Ish Radio is the network. Cigars with Friends is the podcast. And I'll see y'all next week.